Mission complete.
Welcome to Team Dracula! So, I know what you're thinking. Why should I risk my life to help one of history's greatest monsters? And yes, that is greatest in both senses of the word, if we can set aside modesty for a moment. Let me ask you this. How do you feel about the future? Assuming there is one, of course. I am not ignorant of the fact that the zombie apocalypse has destroyed civilization, and then, over the past year, things got extremely weird. But I remain confident in humanity's ability to survive and persevere. Yes, the ratio of zombies to humans is currently like 5-1 and climbing fast. But here is the thing. Zombies cannot reproduce. They cannot invent. They can't even learn to come in out of the rain. Eventually, they're going to burn out, and then a not insignificant percentage of humanity is going to be left alive. And what kind of civilization are they going to rebuild? It's getting early. The sun's going to be up in a few minutes. You start setting up the defenses, and I'm going to get some sleep. We'll talk more about this tonight. Press escape to continue.
Enemies inbound in 60 seconds. The base wall has been destroyed.
Okay, yes, that was a lot to lay on you all at once. I get that. And I can see you thinking, wait, have I just signed up with a plan to make Dracula the eternal god king of Earth? Ushering a nightmare world where we suffer in eternal servitude, our destinies held fast within his iron grip. Don't worry, that's not going to happen. You have my word on it. Please don't interpret that laugh as a subtle hint that I didn't mean anything I just said. It's more of a reflex than anything else. And if you weren't thinking of any of that, sorry for freaking you out just now. The point is, I have a much humbler role in mind for myself. They say that history is written by the victors, but this war will have no victors. It will, at best, have survivors. If we aren't very careful indeed, the future of humanity will be crafted by those solipsistic and paranoid enough to hide themselves away, while civilization crumbled. Science, art, history, all will be lost as the world is rebuilt around the principle of fear and hypervigilance. That is no soil from which a thriving society can grow, and that, not a flood of nightmare creatures, will be responsible for humanity's extinction. Humans, the race that died how it lived, sleeping with one eye open. How will I fix that? By offering continuity of knowledge. We're going to build a library to keep everything safe. The entirety of human knowledge, all in one place. Ready for the citizens of the future to discover the moment they've sorted out the whole zombie apocalypse thing. And, more importantly, I will be there to make sure it isn't hoarded or used as some means of control. The only price I'll charge is a continuous supply of blood, and who could argue with that, considering all I offer in return? Now, go ahead and set up the defenses. My scouts have managed to acquire some shotgun shell licensing chips, so that should make things a little easier on you if some super zombies should show up. Which they almost certainly will, given the amount of noise we've been making. Press escape to continue.
Enemies inbound in 60 seconds.
Okay, yes, that was a lot to lay on you all at once. I get that.
Enemies inbound in 60 seconds.
I'm sure you have further questions about my plans for the future, but we have something more important to deal with. Werewolves! Oh, you didn't know they were real? Yeah, way too real as far as I'm concerned. They generally avoid people and they're immune to the zombie virus, so it's understandable that you haven't run into any until now. But now that you're rolling with Dracula, this will likely be an issue going forward. You see, vampires and werewolves, we have something of a nasty history. It's not important who started what. Don't bother asking. Long story short, genocide is a word that can be interpreted in a number of ways. I'd prefer to just put all of this blood behind us, but apparently I don't get any say in the matter. So, here is a quick primer. Stay away from the woods as much as you possibly can. Here's a fun fact. When you're in the woods, you're never more than 15 feet away from a werewolf. They don't need full moons. That's from the movie The Wolfman. Silver does hurt them fairly badly, but unfortunately the Speedmart ammo transport software doesn't have a silver bullet option. I'd complain, but their entire customer support department was destroyed when their headquarters blew up that one time. Luckily, there's trace amounts of silver in the piles of trash that the junk throwers use. Mostly from people's rare coin collections. A lot of hobbies died out when the world ended, but I think numismatists were among the hardest hit. Start getting those towers up. If we kill enough werewolves, there's a good chance we can scare the rest of them off. As long as the werewolf king and queen aren't hanging around somewhere. Keep your fingers crossed on that front. Press escape to continue.
Enemies inbound in 60 seconds. The base wall has been destroyed. The base wall has been destroyed.
I have wonderful news! The king and queen of werewolves are on the other side of the country! Now, we are headed in that direction, but with any luck, we'll get to the library before they even know I'm around. And here's another good sign. We've located a .22 caliber license certificate! Now, I realize that doesn't sound particularly scary, but that's what the miniguns use. Yes, that name also isn't terribly impressive, but trust me when I say, they shoot bullets at an ungodly high rate of speed. They should be able to turn just about anything into mush in just a few seconds. No, you don't have to be concerned about blowing through all our ammunition. As far as the uplink is saying, this is the only active .22 license in the world, so we've got the warehouse all to ourselves. Don't just start blasting away indiscriminately, of course. There is only so many bullets, and it's not like anyone's making any more of them. But for now, go nuts, kill some zombies, and remember, werewolves don't mind bullets all that much, so keep the junk throwers on their side of the road. But, of course, you're the expert. I trust you to handle the defensive setup. Just remember, I'm literally the only thing keeping you from being torn limb from limb. Press escape to continue!
Enemies inbound in 60 seconds.
Before you get started with building, there's something I wanted to ask you about. No, it's nothing about your performance. I'm happy to say. We're all alive, which means you're doing great. It's just, what's the morale been like amongst the troops? The reason I ask, someone left a note pinned to my tent yesterday, and it was troubling. I suppose it's time we discussed the elephant in the room. Yes, there is a locked truck full of young women at the back of the caravan. I was hoping that no one would notice, but given the way the term abomination was being bandied about in the letter, I suppose that ship has sailed. Before you ask, no, of course they're not for me. The troops who manage my tent also donate blood as needed. You were wondering why we've taken this detour through the desert? Speedmart has a bunker out here, and they've got the decryption devices we're going to need to unlock all of the files I've been recovering as we go. Frankly, I'd prefer we just print everything out, but that would become an unwieldy amount of paper relatively quickly. You think automatic cannons take up space? That's nothing compared to the demographic records of a single small town. Yes, I'm aware that seems like the kind of thing that could just be left out of the library. But once you start making decisions about what does or doesn't get put into the archive, where does it end? No, I'm not trying to change the subject. Look, Speed told me that he needed women for his bunker, and I've spent the last few months offering everyone I came across safe conduct to a secure location. As you can see, plenty of them took me up on that offer. Is this literally human trafficking? If you want to use that term, I'm not going to argue with you. Oh, and before I forget, our cargo has attracted the attention of bandits, so I've enabled the napalm licenses. Oh, don't give me that look. Everyone knows fire is the best weapon to use on humans. Please, do me a favor and try to keep everyone in line. Promise them everything will make sense soon, and I'll do my best to ensure that happens. Let them talk to the women if they want. Maybe that will tamp down all of this abomination talk. Press escape to continue.
Enemies inbound in 60 seconds.
almost there. So with any luck, we'll be out of this desert in a couple of days. Is everyone making sure to keep hydrated? Remember, it's half a liter of water every daytime hour. Half a liter. Do you not know what a liter is? 2 glasses of water every hour. Make sure of it. We don't want people fainting on the towers. Yes, I saw the petition. With all due respect, I'm going to have to say no on this one. The women are getting turned over, and that's that. I agree that it's creepy that he specifically asked for young women, yes, but it's not like these are adults who are making a decision. He's promised that no harm will come to any of them, so I'm trusting him on that. Okay, trusting the man who caused the zombie apocalypse because he didn't want to pay a $15 minimum wage might not sound like the smartest move in the world. But it's not like he betrayed someone here. He just made an incredibly bad decision that murdered the world. If there were another way to get the technology we need, I'd take it. But this is our only option. So we're doing this, and we're going to let history be the judge. Frankly, I think we're going to come across pretty well in retrospect. And I should know, I am a historian after all. In the sense that I was there for most of history. Not most, but a lot of it. It's not like I was there for Roman times or anything. That said, Constantinople didn't fall until I was in my 20s, so I guess you could say I did, in fact, overlap with the Roman Empire. Yes, I was trying to change the subject again. Yes, I was trying to change the subject again. Oh, and please let everyone know that I'd really appreciate them dealing with this via petition. I'm sure some people will all, let's tear open his tent at high noon and watch him burn to a crisp. But you went the reasonable way. Thank you. It's possible that the knowledge that if they killed me the moment the sun went down, the souls of the damned would drag them to hell factored into that decision. I'm still glad you all handled this in such a mature way. Press escape to continue.
Enemies inbound in 60 seconds.
my god! Did you see that? What the hell were those things? Giant ant monster bug things! Did you know that those were out there? I don't know. Maybe a genetic experiment or nuclear testing or something. Maybe they were always. I don't know. Maybe a genetic experiment or nuclear testing or something. What if there were always super colonies of huge bugs right under our feet, and the vibrations and pollution of human industry? But now that everything's shutting down, they've decided to take over. Yes, I realize I'm getting hysterical here, but those were giant bugs. Sorry, but I've always been really wigged out by insects. Spiders, too. Why do you think I had to fire Renfield? Hopefully we've seen the last of them. Now, what did you want to talk about? Ah, yes. Well, hopefully now you can tell everyone that their worries were unfounded. Everyone seemed perfectly happy in their accommodations. Is it a little strange they wouldn't let anyone else stay? Sure. But it seemed pretty chill down there, right? It was chill. Good. Now that that's over, there's something I want you to keep an eye on. We're getting strange heat spikes from the satellites. Yes, I see all of the ice. That's what makes it strange. Something may be coming. I don't know what, but be extra careful. No, I don't know what extra careful is. It's just something you say. Look, how about this? I'll send my scouts out looking for chocolate tonight. Will that calm everyone down? Well, I don't see how it can hurt. Unless some people have chocolate allergies. Actually, would you look into that and let me know if people have chocolate allergies, and if so, what they'd like the scouts to look for instead, if they do. Thank you. Press escape to continue.
Enemies inbound in 60 seconds. base wall has been destroyed.
All hands on deck, soldier! You're right, I shouldn't think of you all as soldiers. That would make this an army rather than a historically important charitable endeavor. Although, maybe it could be both? No, let's keep away from the army stuff. I'd have to start calling you general and we'd need to work out ranks. I don't want to be responsible for a whole set of insignia and things like that. No, that's not what I called you in here to talk about. It was... Wait, give me a second. It was... Right, yes. There's some sort of super soldiers approaching fast. Yes, it was a surprise for me too. God knows where they're coming from. My scouts managed to find a suspended plasma license. So see if you can talk someone into trying one of those cannons out. Yeah, they scare me too. The rumor is that Speedmont reversed engineered them based on alien technology. Seems far-fetched, but a week ago I'd have said that about an underground bug civilization. So what do I know? Far-fetched, but a week... Hey, if it's at all possible, could you try to take one of those soldiers in for questioning? It's not like it's that surprising that people would be hunting us down. A week ago I'd have said that about an after all. But maybe if we figure out what's going on with them, we can settle this in a peaceful manner. Probably wishful thinking, right? Press escape to continue.
Enemies inbound in 60 seconds. The base wall has been destroyed. The base wall has been destroyed.
All hands on deck, soldier! You're right, I shouldn't think of you all as soldiers. That would make this an army rather than a historically important charitable endeavor. Although, maybe it could be both? No, let's keep away from the army stuff. I'd have to start calling you general and we'd need to work out ranks. I don't want to be responsible for a whole set of insignia and things like that. No, that's not what I called you in here to talk about. It was... wait, give me a second. It was... Right, yes. There's some sort of super soldiers approaching fast. Yes, it was a surprise for me too. God knows where they're coming from. My scouts managed to find a suspended plasma license, so see if you can talk someone into trying one of those cannons out. Yeah, they scare me too. The rumor is that Speedmont reversed engineered them based on alien technology. Seems far-fetched, but a week ago I'd have said that about an underground bug civilization. So what do I know? Hey, if it's at all possible, could you try to take one of those soldiers in for questioning? It's not like it's that surprising that people would be hunting us down. I've got plenty of enemies after all. But maybe if we figure out what's going on with them, we can settle this in a peaceful manner. Probably wishful thinking, right? Press escape to continue.
Enemies inbound in 60 seconds.
hands on deck, soldier! You're right, I shouldn't think of you all as soldiers. That would make this an army rather than a historically important charity, although maybe it could be both? No, let's keep away from the army stuff. I'd have to start calling you general and we'd need to work out ranks. I don't want to be responsible for a whole set of No, that's not what I called you in here to talk about. It was... Wait, give me a second. It was... Right, yes. There's some sort of Yes, it got the rumor is that Speedmont reversed engineered them. Seems far-fetched, but a week ago I'd have said, hey, if it's at all possible, it's not like it's that surprising that people would be but maybe if we figure out what's going on with that, probably wishful press escape to calm...
Enemies inbound in 60 seconds. The base wall has been destroyed. The base wall has been destroyed.
I mean, I think that's a gun, right? No, I haven't seen anything like it either. So, here's the situation. We've got balled albino super soldiers using laser weapons that don't appear to have a power source. And also the guns disintegrate if anyone else tries to hold them. I think it's safe to call it. They're from the future. Yes, I'd like more evidence as well. But what else are we supposed to think at this point? We've followed the heat signatures here, and it's pretty obvious something bad happened. I mean, volcanoes don't just show up in the middle of Kansas, right? The closer we get, the more of these soldiers show up. So this is probably where they're coming from. Or at least where they are based. So here's what I need from you. Hold down the fort today. Do whatever it takes. Tonight I will summon all of my scouts and we'll figure out what's going on. With any luck, we can stop these freaks before they finish us off. Line 14. One thing though, if they're from the future, why come after me? Am I going to do something horrible? Hilarious, yes. I know I've done hundreds of years worth of horrible things. That's my point. Now, let's say you were a time traveler who wanted to kill Hitler. You do it before he did all of the Nazi stuff, right? Otherwise, what would be the point? So, as a for instance, I didn't do any Nazi stuff. I was in it was a whole thing with Frankenstein and an underwater gold mine, not worth getting into now. My point is, maybe the worst thing I ever did was turn Alexander Vlado into a vampire, because he's sure as hell. So if you wanted to stop me from doing something awful, wouldn't you go back and kill me before I did the worst thing? Unless I haven't actually done the worst thing yet. I know that look. Don't give me that look. That's the I can save the future by killing Dracula look. Believe me, it's not the first time I've seen it. You're already saving the future, okay? So dial back the plotting. Let's figure out what these guys' problem with me is, and then we can figure out whether I need to get killed later. All right? Press escape to continue.
Enemies inbound in 60 seconds.
crazy, I see it too. That's definitely a Speedmart logo. I mean, it's a new font, so I guess they rebrand at some point, but it clearly says Speedmart. So, Speedmart made the robots, and robots have the same strange future guns as the soldiers. Which means that at some point in the future, Speedmart Corporation is going to send soldiers and robots back in time to kill me. Well, at least that answers the why kill me now question. Really, you need me to spell it out? Obviously, they needed me alive until I brought the women to the bunker, because without a large enough breeding population, they wouldn't survive however many 100 years they wind up spending in that complex. But once the door is closed, I can be removed from the timeline without risking their existence. I wonder what I end up doing to make it necessary to go to such insane lengths to kill me. At least this should convince all of you not to kill me in my sleep. Well, judge a man by his enemies, right? And my enemies are a civilization founded by the department store that murdered the world. In that competition, which side do you want to be on? Unless you're Turkish. I probably should have asked that at some point. Yeah, if you're Turkish, then I can probably expect to wind up killed in my sleep one of these days. And I'd completely deserve it. Just, you know, I'd appreciate it if you waited until we set up the library first. To redirect slightly, I neglected to mention the big news from my scouts. They've told me that they should be able to disrupt the time matrix inside the volcano and shut off any reinforcements. So just hold out one more day and we should be able to put this whole time travel thing behind us. Then, hopefully at some point, we'll be able to figure out exactly why Speedmart wants me dead. But obviously that can wait for now. Press escape to continue.
Enemies inbound in 60 seconds. The base wall has been destroyed.
So, yeah, about the Knights. That's the Brotherhood of the Eternal Dawn. No, they're not Templars. Not every freaky modern-day knight is a Templar. Basically, a couple of 100 years ago, a bishop convinced a bunch of monks that killing me was a free ticket into heaven, and it's been like this ever since. Sure, maybe he's right. It's not like I'm a great guy. That said, it's pretty biblically illiterate to imagine that you can kill your way into heaven. Not that people concern themselves particularly with the text of the Bible. Are you kidding? Of course God is real. Why do you think crosses burn me? How do you imagine that I became a vampire? No, my neck is completely clean, thank you very much. I sold my soul to the devil so that I would be strong enough to win a battle against the Turkomen. Which, you know, I did. But you know what they say, there's always more Turkomen. They overran the country and put my brother Radu in charge. So I went to the Hungarians for help. Never do that, by the way. I wound up stuck in a jail cell for the next 12 years. It had crosses all over the walls and door, in case you're wondering why I didn't just leave. I had to eat rats to survive, slept for weeks at a time to conserve my energy. I used to wake up covered in cobwebs and beetles, in case you were wondering where that came from. Finally, Moldova and Hungary decided to take the fight to the Ottomans. And who else were they going to put in charge of that army? Drac was back! But get this, by the time I get back to Wallachia, Radu had already been kicked off the throne and died. So I was like, hey, I'm an unholy creature of the night. Why am I worried about all of this political nonsense? Then I started, you know, doing all of the Dracula stuff you've probably heard about. Anyway, we're almost here. Just hold everyone back for one more day, and I'll get the road to the observatory cleared by the morning. Yes, an observatory. That's where I'm building the library. Did I neglect to mention that to you? Sorry, does it matter? You don't have something against radio telescopes, do you? Press escape if you want to continue.
Enemies inbound in 60 seconds.
one last bit of bad news. The king of the werewolves managed to find us. Sure, you can kill him, but he'll just come back. There's basically no damage he can't heal from. If you wanted to kill him, you'd literally have to summon a demon to Earth and have it drag him to hell. Yes, I know I said that I'd have my specters do that if you betrayed me, but that was a colorful exaggeration. I felt like it was more threatening than the truth, which is that they would tear your beating hearts out of your chests while you screamed in agony. You know, now that I say it out loud, that's still pretty threatening, isn't it? And before you ask, no, they won't go after the Werewolf King. They're more scared of him than I am. No, I'm going to have to deal with this myself. All you've got to do is keep everyone busy until nightfall. And I mean everybody, knights, robots, bugs, whoever shows up. Then, when the sun goes down, I'll deal with him. No, of course I can't kill him. I just said that whole thing about demons, remember? And before you ask, I have no intention of trying to summon a demon. We've got most of human knowledge in a truck full of hard drives, and summoning circles are basically supernatural EMPs. I'm going to handle this the old-fashioned way, talking. I'll explain the situation, and maybe, with a little bit of luck, I'll be able to convince him of the value in what we're doing. Worst case scenario, I call in my favor. I mean, I did introduce him to his wife after all. That has to count for something. We've reached the end of the road. Now, get out there and show me that I was right to put my faith in you. Press escape to continue.
Enemies inbound in 60 seconds.
Bye.